So I was at home with my family and I got a phone call from the local nurse who does our medicals for work, and she basically told me that, look, Rooker, I've watched your health decline over the last 6 years, and if you carry on the way that you're carrying on, you're going to be a very unhealthy man in the next couple of years. And then she heard my children playing in the background and she said, well, if you don't do something about your health now, you're going to miss out on a lot with them. From then on, kicked into gear.
The first time I tried it, I had great results and I knew that it was going to work. So my go-to was looking into the IsaBody challenge as a way to have a set date and a set goal to achieve.
I've got 16 weeks, it'll give me like a good time frame. I can work towards my goals a lot easier if I've got something like that going on board. So after Drew passed, I jumped into my first challenge 2 weeks later. And I know he'd be up there watching me and saying, hey, like, you know, you're allowed to grieve and do what you need to do, but you also need to get yourself back into that good headspace, be there for your son and make me proud.
I wouldn't have been able to make it without being a part of a tribe of people who supported me.
He started thinking about the future and about where his life was headed, and he became more committed and passionate about not only himself, but about helping other people.
You know, what happened with the challenge was incredible. Not only I took control of my body and my relationship, but then my self-confidence was booming, and as a result, everything fell back into place.
Mum's turn.
Billy was born on the 21st of January and Drew had his first seizure early in January. So yeah, that's when the world came crashing down, basically. She knew that she had to take hold of her health, not just for her, but for Billy's sake as well, because she said, I need to be here for my son.
Yeah, family is everything to me, and now Billy only has me. I know it's really important for him to have a role model, to have somebody that can give him everything.
He was working late nights, he was drinking almost every day. We were drifting farther and farther away from each other. I didn't see a future. I told him that I knew he had a lot more potential, and that if he didn't step up and be the man that I knew he could be, that I was going to find someone else to build my future with.
I had this voice inside of me that was begging me to become more and do more, and that ultimatum was just the ultimate wake-up call for me.
He just worked a lot. He was never home, and when he was home, he'd just go out with his friends or be asleep on the couch because he was exhausted.
I remember trying to have fun with him, like jumping all over him, trying to get him to sit up.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't as present, wasn't appreciating them as much as anywhere near as what I am now, and I didn't really know them.
I just said to her, like, I don't get it. You're so focused on everything you do except your health and your wellness. Why?
I didn't want to get up in front of large audiences, which is a big part of what I do. It was the way I looked that affected my confidence.
I've never been a person to hide the down days, and when you get to share the down days and help each other through those things, that's when friendships are formed, because you have that empathy for each other, you have that mutual respect, and you realise that you are just two humans. You know, like you're humans, you're going to have your ups and downs, and yeah, it's all part of that community feel, eh? Yeah.
It's just, messaging people, putting on there, hey, I'm on day 1, I'm on day 2, who's on there with me? And it just sort of gets you going, oh, okay, I'm not the only one, I'm not doing it by myself, there is somebody else out there.
As soon as I changed my environment and I was around people that really supported me and I guess were on the same journey as me, everything completely changed.
I was very raw and real about sharing my experience through my IsaBody journey, both in our IsaBody community as well as just on social media to help keep me accountable. And when I started receiving private messages and compliments and comments from other people about how much I was inspiring them, that's when it became no longer my journey and it became a journey about everyone within the IsaBody community.
I was with my son at the BMX track. He was 6 years old at the time and we were doing our usual thing, go down there and I'd get him to do some laps and give him a few pointers. And he literally just dropped his bike mid-lap, came up the corner and just gave me a massive hug. And he just goes, I love you, Dad. I was like, oh, I felt a little bit uncomfortable because I hadn't had that experience with my son before. And I sort of brushed it off and said, yeah, everyone loves hanging out with their dad, mate. Gave him a pat on the back and I went to walk off and he said, no, Dad, I love hanging out with you because you're not grumpy anymore. All the memories of how I had been sort of came back and it did make me appreciate where I was at and I was so thankful to get another shot.
He became the man that I knew he could be and more. He's a role model for not only me but for the world, for Australia, for our future family to come.
Because I gained so much more self-confidence in myself and I became more positive, we were then able to completely restore our relationship.
100% proud of her. I'd have to say that the biggest change, obviously apart from the confidence, is just the focus and the realisation that, you can do anything as long as you commit to it and you plan.
I'm very, very proud of what I've been able to achieve. And hearing from him especially that I've made him proud is a fantastic feeling.
Not everybody can actually cope with that situation, but she was just a rock. She was amazing, yeah. And she still is, yeah.
You don't really move on from somebody, but you move with them. So like taking them with me, I've learned a lot and bringing those learnings with us and starting new beginnings, and I think he'd be very proud of us, Billy and I have both achieved, yeah.
I can't even imagine what I'll be like right now if they didn't start Isagenix. Like, all of this wouldn't be happening right now.
I put them first. That was very foreign to me before Isagenix and the community feel that I found with them.
I'm 29.5 kilos down, having competed in a transformation division and getting up on stage in a bikini. I never would have imagined that I would have been in that position.
By the end of my first 16 weeks, I dropped almost 25 kgs. When I stood on the scales for the first time, I stood there and cried, because it was something that I never thought I'd live to see. It's just a number, but it was huge for me, yeah, massive achievement.
I'd lost my sparkle and dulled a little bit, and I don't think you ever lose your sparkle, but it's sort of come back, and so I've just got more energy. That's the biggest thing that I absolutely love. I've got more energy, I'm just a bit more positive in myself and to the people around me.
But when I won the challenge, I just felt so alive, so incredibly proud of the hard work that I did on myself, but most of all, just being able to help other people who wear my same shoes. I would just say be open to an opportunity, and you have the chance to really step up and find a vehicle that can allow you to, pursue your wildest dreams.